Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at the SPY, Qs, IWM, Netflix, Google, CMG, JP Morgan, Apple, and the USO. Let's get right into the SPY, 10-minute chart, and gapped up in the morning, pulled it back, almost filled the gap, took off, a little bit of resistance back at the at this bar, kind of chopped around, took off, another little bullish pattern, pop, pop, right to the 200 MA. Where it stopped it, but now we're going sideways in a bullish manner, so we'll see if we're going to head up tomorrow. Let's look at the 60-minute, same thing. Actually, this was a bearish pattern, not the best. When it started breaking down like this, you kind of had a feeling to say, it's not looking too good. But look, check this out. They gapped it up, sold it off. Man, almost filled the gap, then went straight up. We went short right here in the 20 MA and this, and never looked back. We had more resistance up in here, averaged in. We broke the rules. When you break your trading rules, it's usually a losing trade. And when we averaged in on this one actually, if you would have taken it here and it went up there, you'd have to wait for confirmation if you're playing on a 60 minutes. So regardless, we'd stop out up in this area, right around the 209 area. But again, dull market, pushed it up. We know better than that. Again, still makes me mad. On the day, we're still green. But still, this one took a nice chunk out of my P&L today. Anyways, let's go right into the daily chart. Let's go to the daily. We came into some support right here. You knew the 200 MA was going to do something again. You have this support in there. What else? If you really want to go back, you have this pivot. You got that pivot. Yeah, that's still support. I don't like it going through price right here. But it's still an area that's going to show some resilience and hold this thing up. Volume wasn't too bad on the upside today, but you got all the buy the dippers come in. You filled the gap, you hit the 200 MA. What did you expect? Again, if it comes back up to here, short it. Use the all-time high as a stop out with confirmation. That's it. Easy trade. You're already short this thing. We're waiting for pattern. Let's get the IWM. This one we had a great trade today. As the SPY hit the first hit of the SPY on the 50 MA and a little pivot, we took this IWM long at 119.42. At 119.45, that was gap fill from, let's go back way back on 2/11 of 2015. Filled the gap. We watch for those at StockBookie because technically that's a level that this thing could possibly bounce. So we lined up this with the SPY, and as the SPY was bouncing, check this thing out. So we did a heavy trade here. I did not post this one because when I'm risking a lot of money, this is serious business, guys. I'm not messing around. But we traded this thing at 42, and we got out at 25 right at this pivot. Right before it hit the 27, 28, 29. I would have loved the 20 MA, but when it started hitting this and you got this little pivot right here, pivot low, that could be resistance. So you know what? We didn't mess around. Got a nice chunk of cash on that one. We traded Baidu a couple times today. We did a short on CMG. Short swing and a short scalp, and that worked out too. So we had a pretty good day at StockBookie. Let's put it that way. But this trade was awesome. I wish I would have sold half, but when we load the boat, I'm in and out. In 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Anyways, let's look at the IWM on a daily chart. Again, man, bearish pattern starting to play out, but now look, now we're going down again and we're chopping sideways. Let's see this thing go down and chop sideways above the 200, and if that happens, we have a better chance of going down again. But again, like the Qs, like the SPY, if this thing retraces back up into this area, short it. Use the all-time highs as a stop out. You have a gap fill here. You can't ask for anything else. Let's see. And you got these pivots in here as well. Anywhere in this area, gap fill up in there, short it. Use the all-time high. Stop out, confirmation, done. Let's go to the Qs. Remember, all at the 200 MA here on the SPY, 200 MA on the Russell or the IWM. Then check out the Qs. You're not into the 200 MA yet, but you're into the MAs. Why do you think the markets bounce? Because of Yellen? No way. But this is really interesting though. You got a lot of resistance right in this area here. Look where they stopped it. Stopped it at, wow, right on it. Right on it. So technically you're like, it didn't close above here. This is what sometimes we truly believe as technical traders that they close charts at levels for reasons. The central bankers, the Fed, the institutional money. You know, because now it's kind of like, well, we're waiting for pattern. This thing, again, you got a gap fill up there. If it goes back up there, holy cow. But let's go in a shorter time frame. Let's do a fib. Let's look for a retrace now, see an area to go short. So now we're going to wait for pattern, and unless this thing goes up into this and fills this gap, we'll go short. Use the all-time high as a stop out, and you're done. Simple trade. Again, just use the technicals. And don't average in. Why is that thing there? But anyways, let's go on this one, see what the retrace on this is. So, you know, still has that, still has this gap fill down here, 200 MA. 200 MA here. Hasn't done it because earnings in the NASDAQ is, you know, oh, blockbuster. But everything that had good earnings, it's all slowly bleeding. So eventually this one, in my opinion, will be down to the 200. This pivot, you got a gap fill right there too. All right, those are the Qs. The only reason we bounced it came into some support. Let's see if we keep, let's go straight up again. Markets can't move like this. That's just unsustainable. That's why we pulled back. Now we're waiting for pattern. Let's get into Netflix. All right, so it closed below, but we haven't confirmed yet. So this thing's still in a stance where it could possibly go up. Not in this one. Okay, that's Netflix. Nothing special. Waiting to see. You know, the 20's curling up here, so now we're waiting for pattern on this one. This is down and sideways. So now it's looking a little more bearish. But again, nothing really to do on Netflix. Let's look at Google. I don't know what this one, it was only up $1. Again, this one now closed and closed. Now definitely, if this one goes above and retraces into this area or into this pivot, oh man, with this little topping tail here, but in my opinion, it's going to just chop around sideways and then start heading down. This one will curl up and possibly save the day, but if it cracks through there, then we're heading to, you know, gap fill, 50 MA. We got those pivots. I think this is the high. Yeah, that's the high from back here. So you have some support there. So this will be interesting. Again, we're not trading this one. That's Google. Let's look at JPM. JPM, we took a short. We already covered half. We're going to hit the MAs down in here, and we're waiting for pattern again. This thing goes down. Oops, we don't want a fib in there. Actually, we could put a fib in there and see where the retrace level might possibly be. But again, came down in. Now we're looking for a down. Let's see if we could go in a little pattern. You got this gap to fill again, so it'll possibly fill that gap, and you have this too. If it gets up into there, possibly short again. Maybe I will go short again. We'll see. We already covered half. I'll buy back at a discount price for a short. Use the all-time high as a stop out. Make it simple. Let's look at Apple. Apple again, down sideways. We're in a channel now. It's not really doing anything. Now, if this pattern here, you know, goes down and starts going sideways, then we'll look for more downside. I mean, we got support here. We got support on this pivot. So we still have support down here. So let's see if we retrace. If it goes back up here, here's your chance to short Apple. But if the markets sell, in my opinion, everything's going down. All right, let's look at CMG. We took this one short from the all-time high of yesterday at 734.50. As soon as it cracked that, we went short. But then also, well, we did a swing on that, but we also did a short scalp on this. When it cracked 736, we took it short at 736.25. So we already went short swing on it, but intraday we played it as well. When it hits these even numbers, going up 734, 35, 36, that's resistance. It's just natural resistance, however these computers are programmed, or the black box trading programs. So as it gapped up, it stopped, started going again. When it pierced 736, we took a short. Fell back down, we took it off the table. Gap fill, the 20 MA, it fell so fast, it was like, whoa, boom, we were out. Took only 150 shares, nothing big, but we still made some good coin on it. In and out, done. All right, and that's CMG. Let's look at the USO. USO, I think this is make it or break it. Today we filled the gap down in here, and it took off. So this will be interesting. This is a little, remember, this is up, a little bit sideways, but now this is down. A little bit sideways. So micro bear, macro bull. We'll see on that. But let's go to the bigger time frames. Let's go to the weekly. Right now, this is make or break. I mean, this is down and this is sideways. You got a little bit of a micro bull, but now it broke down again. So now we're waiting. Let's see if we consolidate above this level here. We just crack. I don't know. We had 1567 in there for a while, and look at that. It went right into that green line first. We had this line in there, then it came in, and we had that for another master level here. Excuse me, that one's been in there for a while. That one just a mathematical calculated area, and pretty incredible how it went right to it. Well, that's the other thing I wanted to show everybody. I mean, look at this. Look at this pattern on this. What is that again? Down and sideways. What is that? Is that a bearish pattern or isn't it? Now it's breaking down, and now we're doing another little pattern. Remember, this is the monthly. It takes months to set up these charts. And look at this monster chart. That's almost scary. How they pumped it. Look, Goldman upgraded oil right at the high. So right back in 2008, Goldman Sachs upgraded oil when the USO was at 120. They upgraded it. I think it was 150 a barrel, and they upgraded it to like two something. It was ridiculous. And look what happened. But anyways, that's another story. But again, we're setting up to go down. This is it. This is make or break for oil right here. That pivot's saving the day. Waiting for pattern. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching my videos. I hope this helps some traders out there. We use technical analysis here at Stockbookie, and that's it. We look at the charts and try to find reasons to take trades and let the charts tell us what to trade. And once you use strict money management, we have strict rules. Once you follow that, you can make money in these markets. Again, everyone, thanks for watching. God bless. See you on the charts.